That's how
You
I
know
was able to
Y'all
figure out
fuck
what
if
happened.
You want to.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. Alright.
Where'd it go? What was that? What was that? Where's our bed?
What?
No mo bed.
Oh, whoa! Whoa! Oh my god, what is going on?
I'm rearranging.
Excuse me?
Hey, don't push me.
Ooh.
I gotta put my clothes on. Where your clothes at?
Where your clothes at?
Oh my gosh. Have you guys ever, like, at like 2 a.m. in the morning, like when your kids decided that you're like want to rearrange all your furniture in your room?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then like your mom wakes up and you're like, Mom, look, look at my room. And then she's just like, oh, cool.
My mom never came upstairs. She would just come to the bottom of the steps and be like, August, what are you doing? And then I'd tell her that I'm rearranging my room and she's like, stop.
Stop it!
Save it for tomorrow. I'm trying to sleep. Do, 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 do.
Are you mewing?
Man. What? I got wine on my costume. I'm in
Aw.
Crowley costume cosplay.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
But you know what?
you're playing,
I think I christened it.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, you are. Get
I bought
wrecked,
flashlights again.
scrubs.
Haha.
Yippee! 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 Yippee!
Okay, team, we got it this time. We got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, August is just built different.
Man.
Oh.
Daddy energy. Oh my god! Fire! Scary.
I can't believe I almost watched Honey turn into a pancake.
Honey pancake, yum.
Yum.
We're relearning this game. See?
I know, every time I switch over to Minecraft, I press the wrong buttons, and then I come back over here and I press the wrong buttons.
Yep.
Oh, I got the flashlight now.
Got the flashlight. Let's go!
Let's go.
Let's go!
No pare, sigue, sigue.
Hey, Mario.
So much brighter.
What the heck? I've never seen a room like this.
Birthday.
What the? Oh, I see the emergency exit.
Extra dark. Listen. Oh my gosh, I thought you were a monster.
Grr.
Wow, this one's a big one. That's what she said. Oh.
Oh,
What's
whoa.
going on in here?
What the
What's that?
frick?
I got a flask.
Ooh.
Gonna do some potion making.
Vroom vroom.
Key.
V-type engine, baby. Gotta head back out.
I found the power thing in here.
Oh, the apparatus?
Yeah, so depending on how much stuff we got.
Hell yeah.
I've already got a decent bit piled up by the fire exit, so.
Oh, found a locked door.
If you go around, you can get to the other side without unlocking it.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't want to waste a key on it.
Very fair.
Yeah, I don't know how much more you guys want to explore, but
I'm
wouldn't mind
full up. I'm
taking-
just trying to get out of
Okay.
here.
Honey, can you hear me?
Oh, found it.
I say grab the apparatus. Doesn't matter who. I think we can grab it. I don't know where it is. I forgot.
Okay, I can grab it. Are you ready to go?
No, that's not it. Guys! I found another V-type engine.
Another what?
Another V-type engine.
Oh, sweet. I will pick it up. Where are you? Keep talking.
Other side of the locked door. Hello,
Got
this
you.
way.
Where? Oh, okay. I'm following you.
Thank you.
I don't know where you guys went.
Perfect. Okay. That's a locked door, but we don't need to go there. We need to find the fire exit.
You
Where? It's not that way, is it? I don't remember seeing that.
Our personal light source.
Fire exit. Where are you?
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
No!
I'm not
We
an
do.
alcoholic. We can't do anything. Dang it. Yeah, we can't do anything because we don't have like a shovel.
Dang it.
Oh no! Are you kidding me? Oh my god! Oh my god! Honey, I'm so sorry.
How do I drop my thing? I can drop it.
Yeah, G, I think.
Oh, gee.
There you go. Oh wow. Oh wow, wow, wow. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Fuck! Dang it. Damn. Damn.
We had so much shit.
We
had
did
so much
too.
shit.
Ugh.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
God.
Dude, after you died, honey, I heard you still. I was like, this isn't happening. This isn't happening.
Oh my god.
I got so
This is my
scared.
ghost.
Literally. Oh god, okay, here we go.
Deceased. Well,
Deceased. No survivors.
time for another sip.
Oh,
I'm gonna finish this whole bottle. Oh my god.
Let's see what stuff do we
I
got,
chased
guys.
it down.
I think we just stick to this planet, honestly, because
Yeah.
the other two have bad weather. Did you guys put your outfits on? Because I can't see them.
I don't have an outfit on.
Oh,
What?
I think it undressed me. Hold on.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure if it was my game being weird or yours.
There we go. Luigi!
There we go. I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. I've hardly ate anything all day, so I'm gonna get drunk really fast.
Oh god.
Oh no, Levi!
Yeah.
I just ate dinner, so I should be okay.
Yeah, that's good. You good. Easy anyway.
How do you know that?
How could I know that? Wait,
This room is
I don't
definitely
like this. I
set
don't
up.
like when it's
Oh, there's
dark.
a
Oh.
mine in this corner.
Okay.
Nothing there.
Nothing.
Oh, oh shit. Shit. Back up. Snare flea. The guy that fell on your heads. I don't know where he went.
Excuse me?
Okay, don't see him. I think just keep an eye out, keep an eye on the ceiling.
Okay.
They like to hide.
Oh, there's a mine right there.
Another mine.
snare fleet. I see it. I see it. It's over in that corner.
Okay.
Oh, oh.
Not going there then.
Oh.
Hello?
We hide it.
Nope.
The fuck is that? Oh, it's a weird shadow. Never mind.
Oh,
Watch out, watch
shit.
out.
Yeah.
Kinda suspicious.
Watch for the mine. Wait, I can't get around it. There we go.
Ooh.
Is there anything over here? No.
Egg beater, V-type engine, and a flashbang over here.
Ooh, homemade.
Oh. Wow.
What just happened?
Honey walked right into the abyss.
Ah!
No, 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 mine, mine, mine.
The fuck away.
Okay.
Okay, Wait.
Anything? Nothing.
What the fuck? I just heard your voice.
What?
Yeah, I just heard your voice. That
Oh,
wasn't
God.
you. Skinwalker. Woohoo.
Skinwalker.
Yippee!
Nothing in here.
Oh, tattered metal sheet.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Why'd you go the complicated way?
What do you
Where'd you
mean?
go?
You just
I don't know.
crouched.
Okay. Yeah, August is just built different. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. The Skinwalker mop doesn't work if it's the same person talking over themselves. Stop it. I know who you are. Oh, it's not.
I think we just fixed it.
Like if it was honey, that would be scary.
I keep hearing
Get the
you.
fuck out of here. You do.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
then
hard
I
to
think
it's
now-
hard to differentiate to an extent, but then I'll like hear that it sounds like it's off in the distance, and that kind of helps.
What the fuck? I just heard.
I'm okay.
Get the fuck out of here! Out of here! Out of here! Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!
Bestie, where are you?
Out of here! I don't know! I am in the dog!
Oh, you're in the fog. Bestie? Oh. Oh. Okay.
Got a decent amount of stuff, yeah.
Shut up. You're not my best friend. Ah! Shit. Where's the mine? Damn it.
Why? Why? we just want to get drunk. I swear.
Did you hear me yell, "Shut up, you're not my best
You're not my
friend"?
best friend. Shut up.
Because I walked into that fog area and I saw your tattered metal sheet on the ground. I was like, oh, okay. And then almost as soon as I turned around and started walking away, all I hear is you being like, oh yeah, we got a lot of stuff.
Oh my god.
We just, I think what keeps happening is we keep being shit at the game.
Yeah, I think the strat is we
Get
suck.
good.
Yeah, fucking.
I think we keep getting worse too.
Yeah,
Well, we
the more
did
drink, the
good
more
that
we
time. I
just
feel
get,
like
so-
we skid.
Well, we did good like the last few
Well,
times,
yeah,
but,
but-
we died each
But
time.
I feel like we were
so
skilled
good.
last time. Like we went around the snare flea and we were
Yeah,
careful
yeah.
around the mine, and then everything
Alright,
just
I'm
went to
switching
shit.
it up.
Ooh, where are we going?
Assurance.
Ooh. I've never used the computer thing, so I don't know how it works.
Me either.
I gotta take my shot. Damn it.
Ah!
Taking shots? Oh my god. You gonna be drunk?
Drunk.
Oh.
Oh.
Well,
Wait, where are
Oh
we going?
god.
Which way do we go? The other this way, right?
It's mandarin flavored
Is this a
vodka.
Mandarin? You're gonna speak Chinese?
No, I'm gonna speak Mandarin.
Am I wearing a pink suit?
You're wearing a white suit for me.
Oh, okay. At least if I'm a pretty
We're wearing
color.
black for. Oh wait, no, that's white. Racist. Where are we going? Oh, I see it.
Mans can't see color.
I can't see color. That's right. I don't see color.
It's okay. As horrendous as the vodka is, I have a chaser of blue raspberry flavored water that tastes like a Slurpee.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get water, but I'm lazy. Excuse me. There's a turret! There's a turret!
Oh god.
There's a turret.
I don't think you can shoot us from this far, but I don't really want to find out. Okay, yeah, be careful, be careful. Be careful.
Nothing that way. Hello?
This way is something.
There's a jump over there.
You don't have to jump. There's you can go around.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh shit, you can. What the fuck?
what? Oh, that was you. Okay.
With the weird, like, hinge noise?
Yeah, that was. I never heard that. That was.
Me neither.
That wasn't cool, man. That wasn't cool, man. Not cool, dude.
Not cool. Ah! I'm okay!
Why is it still shooting?
What the fuck?
What is this? What the fuck?
It just kept going.
Yeah, the turret. What was it shoot? Does it shoot at monsters? It doesn't, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, there's another turret right there to the right through that door.
Fun.
Damn, Turret City. That's where the yeah.
Okay, I did not understand. I didn't understand. I understand now.
Yeah, there's one that way and then there's one around this corner too. It
Okay.
looked like it was aiming the opposite direction, but I don't know.
I'm gonna. Oh, honey's going. Honey! Oh
Honey.
my god. Okay.
Ballsy.
Okay.
Caught the turret.
I made it.
Just go for it, honey. Just book it.
I don't even know where I am now, but I made it somewhere. I ran.
I ran so far away.
Ooh, a key.
Oh my god, there's another turret.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Man, they really trying to shoot us tonight.
Oh, watch out! It is definitely facing our way.
Oh god.
Hello, Mr. Obama?
Mr. Obama, sir?
Man, I need.
Oh!
Okay,
Shit,
I'm
what
good.
is going
It's
on?
open. It's open on this side.
Oh my
Careful.
god, there's a turret right there.
Oh my god. I hate that when there's one turret in a map, there's like 100 turrets in a map. It's
I
either
know.
one, it's either none
Oh.
or
Honey?
God.
Okay.
Honey!
I got hit once. It's okay. I
Okay.
Was, yeah, I was like, where is this thing? Can we make it to the doors on the other side?
Dude, I don't even know where we fucking are. I need a flashlight.
Yeah, I have no idea where we are. Ooh.
I've only gotten keys so far.
Same.
Fuck it. Honey's got the right idea.
Let's run this way.
Oh shit.
I found the fire exit.
Hey yo. Where'd you guys go?
That's such a good question.
Like when you got past the turret, did you go through the door or somewhere else?
I went right. I
Okay.
think.
Okay. I just need to know where to book it.
Okay. I think Honey went forward.
Yeah, but there's a turret right in front of me.
Yes.
Oh shit, here's the fire exit. Yeah. Okay.
You see it?
I'm gonna go across. Oh my god, wait. We're good. We're
You're good.
Hey. Where the fuck are we? Okay, so if you run across here really fast,
Yeah.
fire exits this way.
Oh, okay.
What is?
Oh, the fire exit where you just came from.
Oh. Was it
What
through
are-
that
I don't-
doorway?
Something like that. I just don't know what to do. There's like nothing here but turrets.
I know.
Maybe find the
Nothing
fire
but
exit
turrets.
and then go back to the main entrance and see what we can do like that.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, go! Oh my god.
That's so scary.
Ah!
Oh my god.
We're okay. Alright,
They're
Run
everywhere.
towards
oh
my
shit.
place. Run towards my place.
I'm
Run.
here! Come on, honey. Hurry, hurry!
Where is it?
Oh my god!
Alright,
Oh my
where's
god,
the main
that's so
entrance?
scary.
I think the main entrance is over here. I think we just start over.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't know where it is, I lied.
It's over here.
What did I just
Right? Pretty sure?
Yeah,
Further?
I see it. Yeah. Brachio.
We look so funny when we run.
Yeah, we do. That's my favorite part.
We're so silly.
We're just so silly goofy.
Aye.
Forward. Is
Is
there
there a turret?
anything this way?
Oh. Levi's
No,
dead.
Don't tell me.
Levi's dead.
No.
Here, use your scanner and jump over here. Honey? Okay. Oh shit. There's a snare flea somewhere. I love you guys. I don't think I'm gonna make it, but I'll do my best for you. Oh, what the fuck? Why did it sound like that? Oh, I really don't want to have another shot. Oh, there's no chance. There's no chance. There's no chance. Okay. Okay. Oh. Oh. It's all okay. I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna survive. It's okay. I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna survive. I'm gonna see my friends, possibly in the afterlife. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be alright. Okay. Ooh. We getting fired. Well. Fuck you, planet. Oh. Ooh. Heard a giant.
So I think
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
a plus. That's a plus.
Our first
Yeah.
round, one person survived.
Yeah.
Progress.
Yay!
You know?
Do you like
Oh my
my
God.
song?
I did like your song.
Dude, beautiful.
Thanks.
Man, I'm getting hungry.
Me too.
I need. Oh, I have snacks. I have snacks.
I'ma get chips.
Yeah.
I gotta pee. I'm gonna pee real quick, guys.
Right now?
Go
Right
piff,
now.
girl. Go piff.
Is that
Alright.
okay?
I'm
Is
gonna
that
go.
okay if I pee right now?
Yeah, it is. Right here, right here, right here, right now. Okay, I'm going. I'll be right back.
Here, right now.
Chippies. Oh, that's you. Oh my god. Nom 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 nom.
Little dancey dance. Very good job.
Why am I emoting? I didn't even press anything. I must have. My headphones must have fell on the keyboard. I did not. I did not do this.
Very good dance. Very good dance.
Thank you. I got water like a healthy person, but I also got chips and Slim Jims
Yeah!
like an unhealthy person. Thank you.
I'll probably get some snacks next round.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
Me too. Dude.
Oh yeah. Shake it, August. Shake it.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
Tap in the cheeks.
Hell yeah. That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. Our mission is to not die this time. If all of
Agreed.
us survive, wait. Oh yeah, yeah.
Levi, stop stuffing your mouth.
What? What's happening?
Come on.
Oh, yo, I thought we were dying. I didn't
We're
realize
gonna.
we still had another round. Oh god.
Look at that.
And also, I wasn't just stuffing my mouth. I was also looking at porn.
Ooh, multitasking.
Yeah.
Was that furry porn?
No, it was gay smut.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What are
old,
these
old,
things?
old man Yowie.
Mm.
Which old man?
Come on. You know which old man. It's the same old
Yeah,
man as
yeah.
it always is.
It makes sense considering who you're dressed as.
Oh yeah. He would shamelessly look at porn of himself in his Aziraphale, for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to the fan artist Gleefer. I'm
I call myself up. I'm subscribed for $5 on Patreon a
Oh
month
shit.
for the spicy goodness. It is worth every penny. Yum yum yum.
Yum,
If you
yum,
don't want
yum.
to pay, you can always go to the subreddit Good Omens After
Plastic
Dark,
fish.
and there is so much porn on there.
Ooh,
You're
apparatus.
welcome.
Oh, Tikadol. I want it. Tikadol.
Oh, what happened, G?
Tikadol. I forgot I didn't die last time, so I was confused as to why I had a key.
Oh yeah, you didn't. You survived.
Yeah.
You're a survivor.
I'm
I'm a survivor. Oh, we went different ways with that.
I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. Key. No, I'm a
guys.
survivor.
Have you guys ever seen the Slim Jim like social media accounts? They're so freaking funny.
I don't think I have.
I remember for a
Everything
while.
bottles. Get that shit,
Nice.
honey. Get that shit.
There was a while where like Slim Jim just constantly commented on other like people's stuff about Slim Jims, and I don't know. I have no idea. I can't. But it was funny. Is the point? It was
I
pretty
find
funny.
it so funny when you see like verified like company accounts, right, on TikTok or things, and they just say the stupidest stuff. It's just like, wait,
Yeah.
what did you say?
It's so weird to me because like advertisements like a year ago could never have gotten away with that, but now they know who they're marketing to, and it's a bunch of weirdos and
Yes.
stupid
Yes.
heads and silly
fucking-
youth, silly Gen Zers.
Nothing's funnier than
So,
the werewolf.
Really Gen Zers.
So true.
Oh god, I'm burping vodka.
You're burping vodka?
Yeah, like the
I'm
essence of
burping
it.
vodka. Da-da. Burping vodka. Da-da-da-da. I don't know the words.
Oh, I found it. The exit's here.
Hell yeah.
I'm forever burping.
As good as this run was, I don't think it counts.
Yeah.
Because I think we're just gonna die immediately. Oh wait, the weight limit. I'm gonna go with this one.
emergency exit.
No, we're just taking the other bridge because we've got the bottles, so we might be overweight.
I'm
There's
gonna
only-
check out the emergency exit.
Okay. Don't die. Or do and have to take a shot. That's up to you. Yeah, because day 0, I don't know if it'll count.
Yippee! Oh my god, we actually brought stuff back!
Yay!
I'm so proud of us! A teapot.
Mm-hmm.
Teapot and a fish.
Oh,
Nice,
Levi must be
nice.
coming back.
Come back to us, Levi.
Come back. Lip guy. Leap guy. Leap guy. I don't think he knows where he is.
Probably not.
Which is even funnier when you know that I always turn to Levi for where the hell I'm going. Levi is my map.
Aw.
Nani the fuck?
Oh, Levi!
Levi!
Yo. I was looking around and I saw like a bracken or whatever. What's the thing that fucking looks at you? Yeah, saw that.
Yeah, I think the bracken.
And then it tried to trick me because it sounded like you, and I'm like, oh, you might have went back through the main entrance and like we're meeting up. And then no, so I ran.
Woo! Sustained the most injuries. How'd you get hurt?
A bracken, I think.
Oh.
I don't know. Something hit me, and what was weird?
EXP.
I ran away from it and I was fine. And then as soon as I got out, like through the fire exit, it said I had critical injuries.
As you have not met the profit
Yeah.
quota, your performance has been deemed below standard. Welcome to our disciplinary process.
Honey, quick, in the corner.
In the corner.
No! Oh. Aw.
Well,
Alright. What's up?
No.
I think we got fired.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to start this new job.
Yeah, that
Welcome
last
to
job
your
kind of
first day
stressed
on
me
the
out.
job. This is your
Guys, it's
very
our
own
first day.
autopilot ship, where you will eat and sleep
got
for the
wedgie.
duration of your contract. Make yourself at home. To complete the onboarding process, you will want to check the instruction manual and sign into your ship's computer terminal. We trust you will be a great asset to the company. Great asset to the
Yeah,
company.
great asset.
Great asset.
Great asset.
Please enter favorite animal.
Yo, Bet.
Please
Well,
describe your role in the team
What's your
dynamic.
favorite animal?
Hamster.
Oh.
They're very cute.
That's a good one.
My role in the team dynamic. Dead weight.
No! Moral support.
Supporting cast.
Homosexual supporting cast.
Oh my gosh, the homosexual supporting cast.
Yeah.
You got it. Man, I gotta die so I can drink more wine to...
To get drunk.
Yeah, I was trying to say a phrase, but I forgot what the phrase was. To wash down these Slim Jims.
There you
That's
go.
the phrase. Let's go. Who's the fucking pilot?
Me, bitch.
Get out of here.
Out of here.
That's it. I'm
Guy.
drinking more anyway. I got up my nose!
Womp womp.
Well,
Grab sucks balls!
Truth be told, I don't know where I'm going.
neither do I, but I'm following you.
I lied. I know where I'm going perfectly. Ta-da!
Yay! 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 Yippee! Yippee!
Knock knock. Anybody home?
Hello!
Hello?
These chips may hurt my mouth, but they do taste good.
Hello?
Hello? Are you debating whether or not Slim Jims are good? Oh, I found the factory area.
Nice, nice.
Hey! Honk. Oh shit, okay. I'm not going that way then. Oh, I just saw something. Oh,
Hello?
hello.
Hello?
Oh,
What
wow.
do you
Yeah.
Hello?
I hear Levi
what you
off in
got
the
there?
distance. I got
Ooh,
cookie tin
Cookie tin.
and I got a flask. Glug glug.
Ooh.
Levi!
Hello?
Hey, what's up, baby girl?
Hey!
I'm back.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I found some good shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
What the? Excuse me? Excuse the fuck out of me?
After that one round with all the turrets, I'm like scared whenever I go by the corners.
Yeah. Honey,
Yeah, what's up?
you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just upstairs.
Okay, I heard a growly.
A growly?
Yeah.
What do they look like?
Well, I think it was one of the thumpers maybe, but I just heard him growl. I didn't hear the usual thumping though, which just got me confused. You hear that?
I don't see anything in here.
No. Bunch of bubkiss.
What's going on?
Okay, duly noted.
Did you see that?
Was it the bracken?
Yeah, it was the bracken.
Oh god.
God.
That was what I heard. Oh my god. Okay. Good to
That
know.
was so freaking scary. Oh my god.
I'm taking this back to the ship so we at least have something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And I can check on Levi because I don't know where they went.
Maybe the bracken took them.
Oh god. Levi.
I know, I saw like new creature detected or something, and I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm in my mom's car.
Oh yeah, Levi's dead.
No, I bet the bracken took them.
Probably. Okay, what is the Okay, we have enough. So we can leave. Whee! I'm gonna close the door. I'm the laziest employee in my ass.
What's up?
Levi, how'd you die?
Oh, what did you guys say it was?
The Bracken.
Bracken?
Yeah, that's what. Definitely.
Damn.
You called it
Yeah.
then, honey.
Yeah, that's definitely what that was.
I don't like that you're talking like
heard
that.
something about new
Yeah.
creatures.
Yeah, that's yeah. Totally. I scanned it, and then what does it do? It killed me.
You definitely just fell into the void, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so as long as we get someone back to the ship, we should be able to win and get past this quota. Because we have enough currently.
Oh, okay.
That's
cool,
good.
cool,
That's good.
cool. We like that. We like that.
Because that's the way, I like it.
I like it. That's the way. I like
Like it.
Excuse me.
You're not excused.
What the fuck? Wait, did I take a drink? I better take another one. Yeah, I don't remember. I definitely had a Slim Jim when I died, though.
Yummy.
Here I go. Wait, hold on. I didn't
Here
get
I
it.
go, here
Sorry.
I go, here I go again. What's my way?
Yeah. Nailed it.
I was sprinting. I have to give it a second.
No.
Yaha. Woo.
No.
First try, baby. Thank you, thank you. I live to impress.
Oh my god, I'm gonna be late for work.
No, I'm late. I had to clock in at 9:30. Oh. Oh
Big
wow.
bolt. Big
Big
bolt.
bolt.
Big bolt.
Big bolt. Optica, optica. Hop, 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 hop.
My butt.
What?
Bro, let's go fucking Armin. What are you doing?
Oh.
Yeah, little
We got a goo boy. We got a goo boy and a mine. Yeah, he's right here.
shit in my
Bados! Come here, Bados. Silly Baddle.
Oh, there's something crawling in the distance over there.
Oh, that's a thumper. Oh, I hear it. A key. Nice. Oh, the goo's coming.
Oh, the goose.
Oh shit, there's a spider.
There's definitely something crawling over. Yeah, the goose!
It's okay, it's okay. You can, as long as you don't land essentially in the center of him, you're fine. Here, jump over the railing and jump down here. Oh shit!
Shit! Shit!
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
I can't believe you made it. Goddamn.
That was so scary! Oh
I
my
couldn't
god!
sprint and it was right behind me. Oh.
That was so flippin' scary, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. It doesn't say
I
any.
wanna go get
god.
It doesn't say there's
I
any
wanna go-
nearby movement, so you might be okay.
It's saying it for me.
Oh shit. Okay.
I don't know. I want to get the
I think
apparatus,
this-
but I don't want to die. There's no point.
I'm gonna take this
Yeah.
back to the ship.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this ship.
Yeah, he's near the door still.
Oh shit.
He's scary.
I might be able to
He
run
is
past
scary.
him, but I have no guarantee of being able to run past him with the apparatus, so.
Right. This shit slows you
That-
down.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
heavy as
for real.
fuck. I don't know where the emergency exit or the fire exit is on this one, so.
I feel like I know where it is, or at least where one is, but if I do, I'm pretty sure it's a ladder only.
That's right. I do know. Yeah.
How'd you guys
Yep.
climb?
I'm behind you. I have not climbed yet. Yeah. Let's go.
Oh, I see. Very good. Great success.
Great success.
Great success.
Great success. Get out the door.
Yeah, we're doing
You
really
can
good.
have-
Guys, look at us.
See? That's a moolah!
What's our quota? Oh yeah, we're good. We don't need that apparatus.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
You're rich, guys.
You're a rich girl, you know
Rich.
you know it don't matter, you know.
God, nobody died either.
Uh-huh.
Let's go. Oh,
Damn, they
frickin'
really
pros.
shit on you, honey.
I know, they don't like me.
Mm-mm. Okay, let's go to the company.
The company! The company! Oh my
the
god.
company.
For the company.
For a
The
company.
company. The company.
Company.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
Let me out.
I keep looking at smut.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, we selling shit already?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It says it's day
crazy.
one. I don't want to risk it. And we might get overtime bonus.
Time bonus.
Wow, fuck my height. That's what I thought, bitch.
The fuck? Yo fucking cog. Oh shit.
Your honest work is invaluable to the company.
There you go.
Oh, the company.
For the company.
Can I sell this key too?
You can if you want to.
Yeah, it might be good to keep it for the
I'm not
next
gonna do
quota.
much, but
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's
I'll keep it then.
5. What we get? Hell yeah. Look at that profit quota, guys. We did it.
Juicy
Yeah.
profit.
Amazing.
So good and tasty.
Oh, the company. Company. The company.
The company.
Ooh, what's this poster?
That's your mom.
Oh, I was gonna say propaganda. I mean, my mom can be propaganda if she wants to be.
True. True.
Yeah, quota reach.
Oh, that's rich. Yay! Yippee!
I want walkie doggy.
Oh man, I died again.
Up, shot. I've been lucky.
Yo,
I've only had what,
Lucifer's so
2 shots,
hot.
3 shots? Which one? But typically true, yeah.
Yes. Like biblical Lucifer, like it's so fucking funny how hot he is and
Oh
so
my
much
god,
art,
the
and
one. Yes. Oh.
don't worship Satan,
Ah!
but he's so hot.
Literally, don't worship Satan, but he's literally drool worthy. Guaranteed he has abs. I would like to
Literally.
drool on his abs.
Literally.
I'd be content just fucking taking a
It's
nap
like-
on those babies.
Same.
Like, have you ever heard of the sin lust? Because that's what I am.
Yeah, I invented that.
Wow. No,
What? Hey.
you okay?
Yeah, I jumped off a cliff.
Whoa.
Oh
Hey,
my
now, we're
god,
not trying to
that's
use the
anal.
asylum here.
Sorry.
I just
I need to
registered what
stop.
you said. Oh my god.
I need to get off this subreddit.
What the fuck? This defies all logic. Oh, an egg beater. I beat some eggs. Ooh, brass bell.
Bell.
Some
You got a
bundles.
whisk.
I got a whisk.
Whisk.
If we still had that cookie tin, we could fucking make some cookies.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'd kill for some cookies right now. Ugh!
Now that you say that, I really want some cookies.
Right? I think I have like Chips Ahoy or like off-brand Chips Ahoy downstairs. I might get some at some point. Next time I die, if I die again. Oh, there's. Oh, we just fucking bypassed some bottles right here. Oh,
Yo,
and
I
a
got them.
metal tray.
I need. Oh god, a key.
Guys. Oh, I have a key.
Someone has a key.
Come this way. I need you to key. Right here.
Ooh, server room. Hello.
Yeah.
I
What
borrowed
we got in here? Anything good?
Hell. The fuck?
No, nothing.
Nothing?
It was a
Bullshit.
waste of a good key.
Well,
Wait,
for
wait.
no reason.
Yes!
Oh, yes!
Oh. Hee hee hee. Tee tee tee. Now let's have one of those fucking snare fleas show up. Beat their ass.
Yeah, beat the ass, beat the
Yeah,
ass.
I don't know if I'm gonna do that jump. I think I'm gonna take some stuff back to the ship.
Okay. Ooh.
Right.
It. Yep. Woohoo! That was close.
I found the apparatus.
Apparatus.
Yeah.
Oh, and a magnifying glass. It fits you. It suits.
Hello? Thanks. Is the turret right there?
Oh shit.
Nothing else. Do we grab this? Or
Yeah, we've got tons of shit outside, so we might even have hit
Cool.
quota already.
I think so.
Uh-huh. Bestie. Bestie. Oh, bestie. Oh, 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 oh. Bestie, I'm disappointed in you. If you're watching me, I'm disappointed in you. Levi died.
No. No.
Yeah, they fell into a pit. I'm gonna tell everybody about your death, Levi. Both to mock you and because I'm sad. Oh shit. Smells here. I don't think it smells. I always do this. I always take the wrong turn over here. I also should be more careful than I am currently. But oh well. Le Portillo. I think that's how you say bottles in Italian. I don't fully know the pronunciation. Bro, I just found out that bestiary, or maybe they're two separate words now that I think about it, but bestiary is supposed to be pronounced bestiary. I will never accept that if that's the case. Literally going to kill myself. Dang, 308. Wow.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
That's Levi.
Yeah. Levi's gonna be drunk by the end of this.
Yeah, I know. Why am I always the paranoid? Listen, and they're not wrong, but why?
Hey guys.
Hi, Levi.
What was your shot?
And another Slim Jim.
Yummy. Okay, the only one currently... Oh, well, okay, never mind. It changed. We're good. We'll go to... Let's go to March. At first it showed that only Assurance was still okay. All the other ones were eclipsed or stormy. Or flooded.
I'll flood.
What?
Can we swim?
No, we have found that out. We cannot swim.
Remember last time
Damn it.
when Levi jumped in the water and
Oh,
died?
yes. Thought that's just because they didn't know how to swim.
They can't. Neither can
Yeah,
we.
no.
We still have that yield sign, so I'll take that with us.
Yeah. Whack 'em. Went shopping today, guys, and got a new perfume.
What does it smell like?
Smells very good. It's like, what's it called? It's the... it's the new Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande.
I've been here.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I
ooh,
love
there's
it.
bees. If we want to try to get the bees, there's bees.
You all get the bees.
Careful.
When I come back. When I come back.
Yeah, yeah. Here, over here. Come over here. Yeah, keep. Oh shit. Run! Yeah, you gotta keep a wide berth between you and them.
Yeah, they don't like when you come near their nest, huh?
Nope. It's alright. There's like a there's a way that you can get the hive. You just like juke them out, grab the hive, and go. They'll come back to the hive, but if we like put it outside, we should be able to leave with it, and then just take it inside
true.
before we leave orbit. I don't know where my bestie is. Oh, now I know. Because both of them.
I'm right here. I'm right here.
Betty!
They're nothing that way.
Okay.
Besides this big bolt.
Big bolt.
Oh,
Bing bong, bing bong.
Bing bong.
nada.
I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder. Big bowl. Big bowl.
Nothing up here.
Damn.
That's everywhere.
There's nothing.
We went all directions. Nada.
Nothing.
Bullshit.
Poopy.
We have 2 big bolts.
That's it.
I think so.
I guess we can try to get the nest.
True. Wait. Oh, wrong side. This way. I gotta pee.
Oh, you're right. Oh no.
Beep beep.
Yippee.
Yippee.
Okay, let's tag team this.
I'm getting it. Wait, I'm not getting it! I'm not getting it! I'm not getting it!
Grab it, honey, grab it! Go, go, go! Run, run, run!
Hey, we're running.
Oh! There's another hive
Got
and
it.
Levi's dead.
You got it.
Okay.
So don't die.
I'll try not to.
Die, don't die, don't die.
Shh. Get inside, get inside. Shit. Launch, launch, launch!
We make it?
We made it! We made it! Oh my
Wait,
god!
where's Levi?
Oh, Levi got killed by the bees.
Levi? Oh no.
Oh my god.
They started to sing me. I was like, why is my vision getting diluted?
Yeah, they almost killed me. I was just running back and forth.
I fucking died.
There was
I
another
fucking died.
beehive too.
I saw it. I was gonna go get it, but then my vision was like, wait, what's going on? So I was like, maybe I should start the ship.
Yeah. I
That was a
literally
good
I
idea.
went to run around and go to the like more accessible ladder, and then the fucking giant was right there, so I had to run back around and jump up. It was
Oh,
a
no.
mess.
That's funny.
Okay. We're heading to Vow. I have to go pee.
Nuh-uh.
Yaha.
Nuh-uh.
I'll be back.
Nom 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 nom.
Oh, I'm gonna go get a snack too.
Mm-hmm.
Snacky snack.
I went potty.
Good job.
bought us pro flashlights.
Yo, bet.
Flashlights, let's go.
Dead ass.
Dead ass.
Give me my flashlight.
Flashlight. Flashlight.
Flashlight.
Flashlight.
There's one over here. Flashlight.
Wait, flashlight?
Flashlight. Flashlight.
Man, my stamina always be running out. I be running.
Yeah, same. Meow. Guys, where you going? That's the weak ass bridge.
Sorry.
Mr. Obama, so?
It's just stuck in my head.
The best part is I don't know if I've ever actually seen that. I've just
you guys
heard
ever
you
played
say it so
flashlight tag?
much. I think I have once.
Mr. Obama still?
Yeah.
The fuck was that noise?
Whoopee cushion.
Who the fuck is out here giggling? Whoever threw that pencil, your mom's a hoe.
There's a glob.
I know you are, but what am I?
What? Oh, there he is. Hi, sir. Globby boy. I also found a whoopee cushion.
Yeah, but you did.
Oh, I see the glob.
Yeah.
Hello,
Mr.
Mr.
Glob.
Glob.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch me, bitch. Oh, shit. There's a snare flea
What's that?
somewhere. Careful. Oh,
What?
I just slammed that door in your face. There's a snare flea somewhere. I just saw an open vent.
Oh, no, back.
What just happened?
There was a bracken.
There's a scary man.
Oh,
Did we go that way already?
I did. Dead end.
I think so. It's a dead end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a whoopee cushion outside. Whoopee cushion.
Fish.
Fish.
Ooh, what's in here? Fish.
Nothing.
Ooh.
Oh, wait, yo.
What
What's
that?
that?
What?
Oh, okay.
Goodie?
We found the apparatus. We want to just go get that and be done, because...
Yeah, let's do that and go.
Fucking hell.
Almost died. He took us both.
He did.
Levi just got
Greedy
You guys alive?
bitch.
Go, Levi. Levi, go.
I kept looking at him and
Okay,
looking
okay.
away because that's what you're supposed to do, but he attacked me anyway. I probably should have ran while I was looking at him and looking away, but I was scared.
Saw it and I was like, there was nowhere to run.
Yeah. Yeah, get that shit and
So
run,
just
Levi.
gonna run into them.
I hope not. They shouldn't, hopefully, because usually he'll grab a body and then drag it off. So he might be on the other side of the map for all we know right now. Oh, I hear a...
No, because you died right after me.
Yeah.
Like,
Shit! Levi, go! Oh my god! Oh my god, it was
That's how it's
right
fucking
there!
done. I don't know who's even fucking alive, but like.
No one. Yay, they got my whoopee
I don't
cushion.
know what's worth what. Sorry, fish. We're out of here.
Damn right, I was gonna be
Sorry,
upset
fish.
if they got rid of the whoopee
Yeah,
cushion.
fucking bracken. Nah. Or like fucking kraken.
Eh.
Wait, that's not any better.
Dude, when I went outside to drop
Fuck
the
that
whoopee
shit,
cushion,
though.
I started
What the-
giggling so
wait,
hard
there's
because
a
I just kept
fire
fucking
exit.
walking
Nah,
over
I'm
it
not
and
gonna do
making it
I'm probably the
fart.
only one alive, so like. I
I
shouldn't
didn't hear
try
what you
to
said because
die.
Levi was talking.
Levi, shut the fuck up.
Especially because I don't fucking remember the way to the ship. Lamau.
You said something about the whoopee cushion?
Yeah, when I
Scary
went outside to
too.
put the
It's
whoopee
like
cushion down,
450.
I put it down and then I started walking over it and it makes the whoopee cushion like fart noise. So I started
yeah,
giggling uncontrollably.
No, keep scanning. I
I
found it.
love that because it's just like, it's like, oh, okay. It actually works.
Literally. It's
No
so good.
fucking Wood triple. Or
The triple.
kill myself.
Dude, when we got the beehive, I was so confident because I think usually the triple spawn when it's nighttime out. So I was very much thrown when I saw one just stomping around outside our ship.
Oh, we so fucking rich. I'm so good at this game. Shit. I definitely never die. Oh yeah, they fucking died. Dead as hell. I could go get their stuff, but I see that bracken right there. Look at that shit. I'm not doing
Wait, how
that.
do you see the bracket? I'm so confused.
He's the red dot on the map.
For the viewers at home,
Or at least he's likely
I
the
just
red
wanted to say
dot.
that. Yeah, I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not going back for the fish. Fuck that fish.
Fuck that fish.
Be out. Your life is in good hands. We've changed your pilot to navigate even the most dangerous conditions. That's me. I'm the pilot. I know how to fucking.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Ah, lazy.
I'm
What
always
the
most
fuck?
paranoid.
Laziest and most profitable? I can't be both.
Hey, wait, what the fuck? I did all the work. I was running bracken and I just barely made it outside, and then I stepped on the whoopee cushion and I just could not take it seriously. That was so fucking funny. I didn't realize it got you both.
Yeah,
I
it
mean, I
killed
did
Honey,
after a
and then it
second, but-
essentially like turned around and looked at me. So I started doing the like look and look away thing, but I was just standing there while doing it. So he got pissed anyway and came at me.
Yeah. Well, thanks for your sacrifice, because I got out. And then I went back, and I got
Yeah.
out again, because I'm just a gamer. Pro
I'm
gamer.
just glad you didn't leave the whoopee cushion. I would have been very sad.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Yeah, August was literally like, okay, good. They didn't leave the whoopee cushion.
Yeah. Decisions had to be made, but in the end,
Yep,
I knew what was more important.
you knew the priorities. Jump, bitch. Damn.
Jump, bitch. God damn. Don't forget that big bolt, my dude.
Fucking.
Company don't even know how much I put for them. Like, I should be getting paid overtime.
The company don't even know.
Use the main.
Company don't even fucking know. Where's my PTO? Like, what the fuck?
Careful, I pissed him off.
You pissed in his what?
I pissed him off. I did not piss in his anything.
Hey, yo, look at that picture.
Oh shit!
Sheesh.
Sheesh. I think there's a mod so that instead of yippee it's sheesh with the
I like
buggies.
that. I want both.
Where?
Wait, no! Did you leave Honey behind?
Did we accidentally leave you behind?
No, no. I'm right
Okay.
here.
I could. Neither of us could see you. I was like, wait a minute.
Wait a second.
I think I was here. I don't know. I was eating a chip.
Boggle.
Ogle.
Okay, we have Vow or
Boggle.
March. Which one?
Let's shake it up.
Okay.
There's a snake in my boot.
There's a snake in my boot.
There's a boot in my snake.
What?
Fuck me.
You little dance. You little dance.
Wait, that didn't work? Add mentions.
I have a surprise for us when we land.
Wait, but I don't wanna. I'm gonna like. No, I don't want to. Wait, but I do want to. I'm gonna do it. Alcohol. I mean, liquid courage. Or, you know, just alcohol. Oh my god. Have you ever heard of King Riverglass? Probably not.
I have
Like
not.
they're this cosplayer that does himbo cosplays.
Mm-hmm.
Like any character imaginable, they make it himbo. And right now they're doing a roll for a blank series, so like they're rolling for what character they do. They're doing insured people, and they're doing Geico. And also, I can't believe he doesn't know that the Geico Gecko's name is Martin. That was close.
That was very close.
Yeah, that was. I was like, what is happening?
Wait, I already have one.
Surprise!
Surprise, motherfucker! I didn't die last time.
What's that?
Who the fuck is playing? No, stop it!
This is a surprise. It's a boombox.
I love them. Did you get a flashlight?
Yeah, I got a flashlight.
Okay.
Oh shit, I gotta take my shot.
Ship. Yeah, take your fucking shots.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta get away from this fucking ship. Okay. Gotta take my
Boom.
shot.
You're right. Putting this one in here for safe
Okay.
keeping. Oh, where we going? I fucking love Geico. Reptilian sugar daddy. Hey, yo.
I'm okay. Let's go.
I see it.
Yeah. Boombox.
Fuck yeah. You guys are walking in tandem, and it looks like you're dancing together. It's so funny. Fuck off, locusts. More like
Locust.
boots and cats and boots. Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats.
I love that it gets so much louder inside.
Like echoes almost.
Large Axel.
Whoa, that's a big piece of metal.
What do I do with all this space?
Are you dancing?
No, I'm crawling. Nothing in here.
I guess I go this way now? Wait, which way do I go? Wait, no, fuck. Where am I going?
Where are you trying to go?
Oh, I'm going this way. Wait, no, this is the entrance. The fuck?
Are you okay?
This way.
Oh damn. Okay.
Sound. You're like stomping.
That might be the thumper. The crawly dude.
Crawly dude. He's gonna thump.
Yep.
thump
I
right
heard
into
some
your,
lore that apparently the reason why they look the way they are is because they have to gnaw their own legs off to get out of the egg when they're, you know,
Oh
in
my
egg
God.
form, which is why they don't have legs. They
Yeah.
just have arms. Levi!
And then their arms are super, what is it called? Strong. They don't have any legs.
Big
Yeah.
bolt, big,
Big
bolt,
bolt!
big bolt,
Big
big
bolt.
bolt. There's more stuff back that way. I just didn't want to go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yo. You can
Okay,
ring my
if
bell.
I
Wait,
see
what?
something dangerous, I'll blow the horn.
Yes, that's a great idea, actually.
Thank you. I have them occasionally, but only occasionally. Nothing that way.
Got nothing.
Nothing.
Nada. Hey, yo,
Yeah.
let's go.
The jams, let's go. Good tunes.
Oh shit!
This turret, watch out.
That was a bit scary.
That's a bit scary.
That's scary.
Bit frightening. Don't fucking die.
I kind
yo,
of wanted to die.
hey, yo.
just by-
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo! Hell yeah, let's go, let's go.
You guys both got.
I'm full.
Keep. You got that cookie sheet?
Hell yeah.
This place big as fuck.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Where are we going? Not that way.
Not this way either.
Not
There's
this
nothing.
way. Adios. I keep seeing shadows and thinking it's like scary people, but it's just you guys being silly, goofy. My flashlight's gonna fucking die. I gotta stop using it so much.
If you need to at any point, you can have mine.
Yo, bet. Okay, there's a fire exit here, so that's good.
Alright, how we doing? Oh. Oh, thank God. Okay, I thought they were dead for a second and their body was just being moved, but they're fine. Levi?
Where are we going? Not that way.
Fuck, I'm stuck. I can't get fucking. Shit.
Yo,
fucking let
who
me
got
in.
this big boy?
Come on, come on, come on.
Yo. Hold on, I'm going back to that thing. Hold on.
Careful.
Bring me my flashlight.
Okay, good to know. Is Honey dead?
Yes. She
Okay.
got 8.
Okay, I thought I heard that, but at first I thought it was you, so I wasn't
Wait,
quite
I
sure.
already have one! Yeah. Oh my gosh, the fucking skinwalkers, I keep hearing them.
Yeah. That's what confused me with Honey, because I kept hearing Honey, and I'm like, what the fuck? Alright, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, let's fuck. Because I saw a giant, a dog, and birds. I think.
The jumpy birds are out there too, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
There was something after me inside the building. Oh, it's been
God.
a little mess, man.
I left at a good time then.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't notice that you guys left, and then it was quiet. So I'm like, shit, they're dead. Cool. I'm just gonna grab what I can and leave. Did you
Yeah,
go through the fire exit?
Yeah, I left solo because I didn't know if
Yeah.
I'd be able to find the front door, and I had a full inventory, so I was like, I'm just gonna dip now
Gotcha.
and get rid of my shit.
Nah, that's my. Yeah, I didn't realize.
So
I was like,
close
you
to
guys are
the-
dead.
I was so close, but then the giant ate me. I was literally by the ship. I was about to jump.
I heard
Yeah.
it too. I heard the little
But
hum
thanks
dum
for your
dum.
sacrifice. It kept him distracted for me to get there.
That's good. You probably have more stuff.
I had the clown horn. That's what's important.
And now we got 2 of them.
Yeah, we do.
Look at them in there.
Yeah, we do.
We'll use the top shelf for any
You
of
still
our
have the
shit.
stop sign?
So like, no, I lost it. But we can have like our boombox, our flashlights, and our keys up top. Everything else on all the other shelves.
Shizzle.
Nah. I went outside too at like 5, so not long after I or no, it was like 4:30, so by the time I got to the ship it was definitely nighttime, which was spooky.
Yeah.
I think I got to the ship
take this
right
extra
before
flashlight?
things started spawning. Yeah, absolutely. I just barely made it. Alright, let's go.
You're camping on the ship.
I'm sorry. I was zoning.
Come
I
on,
was in the
Levi.
auto zone. I was in the auto zone.
Get in the zone. Auto zone.
Is it sometimes there's like quicksand around here?
Yeah.
It's raining. Wait, I don't think
Ah.
it's raining actually. I think there can be quicksand without rain.
Yeah, I don't know what it takes for it to be quicksand. If it's like an event, kind of like
I
the
know rain
storms
is-
or what.
Rain, yeah, like storms makes it more likely, but I'm pretty sure I've seen
Quicksand without rain,
Mm,
especially like in these desert areas.
yeah.
And then you start to sink.
Yep.
Yeah, you do. Let that sink in.
I hate when I think of a joke
That's like visual comedy, but I don't have the visual means to make the joke. Like, just imagine a sink being let in the door when I say that. That's what makes it. Or like when I say I'm kind of a big deal, but like I don't have any pickles with me. shows
Right.
that, like I'm a big deal.
Careful.
I
there's a
love
mine
that that you
somewhere.
use that. I'm a big deal.
Oh shit, that mine should not be there.
Whoa, it's like floating.
Yeah,
It's kind of weird.
right? Big bolt. I'm getting lag spikes. Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely. I have nobody for my own. I'm so lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely.
I love that.
Okay. See if I can find them. Let me crouch.
Levi dead?
I don't know.
I think they dropped their flashlight because I picked up a second flashlight. I don't know what happened.
Ooh, yeah, they look like they're dead.
Oh.
Yeah, they're not moving. Okay.
Look at that red dot. Oh my gosh, that was so fast.
I think it was the jumpy bird.
Ooh. What was chasing after me? I couldn't see, I could just hear it.
It was the blind dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw you running. I was like, what the fuck are they doing? They're gonna get killed. So I was like, honey, crouch. But I was
I was
also
so
like
scared I
right behind it.
jumped
So.
Levi, how'd you die?
Yeah, what got you?
It's crazy. Oh, it was a landmine.
I don't know
was
where I
wondering- oh, by
was,
the way,
but
I
I
saved
heard
your
a fucking
flashlight.
thumper.
It's in here.
Yeah, I heard it. There was a thumper on. I didn't see. I heard it when I was watching.
Yeah.
There's a landmine on the stairs.
Yep.
flashlight
Honey and I
here.
saw a floating landmine.
Yeah, I did see that.
You know, that was
when
so
I was
funny.
watching you.
There's a glitch in the Matrix.
I love the Matrix. It's a good fucking movie.
That's everything. Ding ding.
Yeah, that is everything.
Wing wing.
Hello.
For the company.
For the company.
Hello.
For the company.
Company.
Woo!
Wait, did we not make the? Did we not make the quota?
What? Oh.
R.
Record scratch noise. Uh-oh.
Oh my god! Wait.
Oh, we did?
The fuck! I started doing. The fuck! I didn't know that was.
Hey!
Is that? What? 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 It's...
That's crazy.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Wait, am I holding? Ew. Oh
Not
no.
yet. Press
This?
0.
0?
Oh.
Do I show
Yeah, they
it?
updated it.
Sure.
There's more now. How do I go to page 2? Witty.
How do I change it?
Quotee? You're gay.
Titty? Your mom.
For the company.
For the company.
I don't know how to change my sign.
How do I get to fucking...
I've just been pressing 0 again.
What the company?
For the company.
Wait. Hold it up again.
Wait for it.
For the...
Company.
Love that.
What the fuck? What?
Run, dot.
Oh my god, I'm so stupid.
Wait, how are you guys changing your signs?
Press 0
Do not
again.
Don't turn around.
Yeah, I've just been pressing 0 again and then typing into the thing.
Oh, 0.
Hey.
Hey!
games on your phone?
Oh.
Hey yo! Hey yo! Spreading facts. Oh! Hey yo!
Fuck.
So funny. I got yellow.
Got yellow.
Hey yo! Hey, yo!
Wait, keep yours.
Silly gooses. I like that it actually animates us like writing too.
It does. It's funny.
It's so good. Yo.
And I was thinking the same thing, bro. Oh my god. That's so good.
Leave take a photo.
I'm getting it right now.
What did I type?
Wait, hold on.
I forgot to spell hurricane. Oh my god.
They're so good.
Well, that's so much. That's so funny.
Tortilla.
Right in.
What you got there? A smoothie. The fuck?
August's gloop, a great big greed.
Augustus
Oh, I get it! I
Gloop,
get it! Augustus!
Gloop.
Have you guys seen the new Willy Wonka movie?
Oh,
I
I've not.
haven't.
I heard it's good.
I
also
kind of
have
didn't.
not
I
seen
kind of
it,
didn't
though.
want to because I thought it was gonna be horrible, but
Yeah,
the
but then I
soundtrack
heard it was
alone sounds great.
good. I know. Then I've been hearing
Yeah.
good things, and it's like, what?
Who do I believe?
Yay! Yay!
Does anybody charge flashlight? Oh, what is that? These things running around. Do they attack us?
Oh wait, we didn't die. The fuck?
Yeah, we have one more day left, so if we can pull it together, we might survive.
Oh, okay, good.
Pull it together,
good.
team.
Let's get our
got
shit
this,
together, team. Come
guys.
on, let's go.
For the company.
For the company.
Oh, we're inside each other.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Let me inside you. With the nice.
Levi. Levi, will you marry me? Will you marry me?
I don't have a ring, but I'll give you this.
Oh, here you go. You got it this way.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Yes.
Yippee! Now we gotta survive. So we can go to the wedding.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta pay for our marriage.
Yeah, you guys have to make it for the wedding.
Yep, yep, yep. I'm sorry. Did you leave your wedding ring outside?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What the
No,
fuck?
I don't want to lose it.
Okay, I guess that's fair then.
I don't want to end the slime OC.
Levi's not wearing their commitment ring?
No.
Levi!
We've got a couple locked doors.
Oh
This one and this
no,
one.
locked door.
Hopefully we'll find some keys.
Oh dang, they're both locked. Who has the keys?
Levi!
Where'd you go?
Right here.
Oh, I got you a present.
Oh!
I found another one.
Thanks.
Gosh. Both have rings.
Yeah.
That's what should be.
Now you don't have to wear the big body thing.
The big roddy thing. Oh my gosh, I found a key! Let's go! Okay,
I also found the apparatus.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
But do I remember where it is? Maybe. Who the fuck? Oh, that's just pipes.
I unlocked one of the doors down that hallway, but the other one's still locked.
Apparatus. I found
There
it.
it is.
Yeah. Who did that?
Guilty.
Uh-oh. Get the fuck out of here. Yippee my butthole. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Get out of here.
There's so many yippies.
Oh shit.
Here, drop one of your small things. Yeah, I'll take. I got it.
There you go.
I got our rings.
Oh, nigga, both of them.
Mhm.
Let's go.
We got some good loot, guys.
Mhm.
Yeah, we do. You don't even know. Wait, hold on. I gotta
Oh,
go back to
mama.
real quick. Hold on. Yeah, that's. I don't know how it goes, but I'm seeing that.
Yeah, I don't either. Hey, Cameron, thank you for the follow.
We
Welcome
got a
in.
little light in here.
How you doing? Hell
Lava
yeah.
lamp.
Lava lamp.
Lava lamp.
Lagba.
Love this screen because now I figured out how to work it, how you can see other people's thingy.
Let's see what we got.
There's Levi. We can watch them.
Hey,
Hey, Bestie.
I'm back.
Whoa, wait, they're in
Welcome
with
back.
us. That's crazy.
That's so crazy.
yeah, that's crazy.
Okay,
That's
we
crazy.
should have enough now. Hopefully, maybe. I'm doing pretty good, thank you.
Wait, Haley, I just realized you said you didn't know that song. We literally made a TikTok to it.
No, now I'm realizing that's the song you're singing. That makes more sense to me now. I was really long. I was like, what? What are
fake
they
fan.
singing?
Fake fan, fake fan.
Fake fan.
I know it now. I know it now.
Hey, Ujo, welcome in. How you doing?
I'm
doing pretty good, thank you. I have taken like 3 or 4 shots now. Good shit.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Wait, no, it's 9.
Oh my gosh, you can walk around doing it.
I can kick your ass. Wait, hold on, that's not. Wait, hold on, that's not. That's not it. Hold on. Never mind. I give up.
What?
Hi, Ujo. I know there was a ad going on earlier, but I'm pretty good, thank you. How are you? I've taken like 3 or 4 shots now.
The Doppler effect.
You've been good. Glad to hear it. Hell yeah.
We got a good paycheck.
Yeah, we do.
Good paycheck. Good paycheck. Very, very good. Very, very good.
Very good. Very good.
Very good.
No, they're trying to sing that like Italian song. Liva, where are you? Oh, there you.
Where's How's it hanging?
It's hanging pretty well. How?
Oh, I love that.
That's some crazy balance you got there.
Yeah, I'm pretty good like that.
Oh my god. Alright, come inside, we're leaving. The slow approach. Oh my god.
You seriously, when you look over because your eyes are going every way.
Aw, they're kissing.
Yeah, they are.
Huh?
That was so cute.
Ooh, new profit quota 519. This is gonna be
Let's
rough.
go.
Oh my god. 590. There
Yep.
better be some good stuff for us.
Seriously.
All eyes on me in the center of the ring,
Just like a circus.
Circus.
I'll get buzzing, I'll be like
A circus. Watch me, follow me, show me what you can do.
Hey, land the ship, motherfucker.
Everybody let go, we can make it dance floor just like a circus.
Circus. Oh. Let's go. Boggle.
Oh, 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 oh. Big time. I don't know where I'm going.
Yo, you got the magic
In me. Touch that track, it turns into gold. Oh, there's a beehive somewhere.
Where?
Heard it. Oh, there it is. Up there. See it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I see it. We should come for it on the way back.
For sure.
How about you?
Levi, you wanna
Come on down to the
try
front.
again with a beehive?
Yeah.
There's a beehive up here. Is there a particular drinking rule? We're taking shots every time we die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
Yeah, I'm only on
make
like
it.
3 or 4. I think. Max 5. You've got to be on like 10 now. Something crazy like that.
Yeah, I've only survived like 1 round, maybe 2.
Yeah, our last few rounds I've been pretty lucky. There was the one time I just took the ship and left because they both died, but they get a bug in here. Oh! Glug glug. What happens if you get left behind alive? I don't know. We haven't had that happen yet. It might count, but I don't know.
Everybody wants a press of magic.
Oh, okay. There's there's a turret in the room down here, but there's also loot.
Alright, I got this.
You got it?
Yeah, I got this. Alright, ready?
Yep. If not friend, why friend shaped? Not hiding behind the pillar.
I'm stuck.
Oh no! Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm stuck. I cannot move from this spot. I literally can't move.
Oh no!
I can't stop dancing. There's a lot of
Thank you, Video Game Blog, for the follow. Very much appreciated. Welcome to the crew.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
Oh no, Levi.
Oh!
Levi, no.
I'm gonna try to get their body at least. Hold on, watch out.
Okay.
Stay to the side. I'm gonna. No! I'm timing it.
Wait, there's something happening.
Shit.
Hello?
What?
There's something happening. I feel like there's some kind of thing because I don't know. I got this thing that was like ooh, and I'm like, what is that?
I got you, Levi. Oh, your leg's stuck. Oh, there. Never mind. You're good. Yeah, there might be something, but I don't know. drop you outside. I'll be back for you, Levi. I promise. Mwah.
Oh god.
Alright, was there anything this way?
Yeah, there was turrets. Nothing.
Oh, God.
Well, so there's a turret. There. There's a turret there.
Oh shit, yeah.
Right there. You see it? Watch out! Watch out!
Yep. Yeah, the...
And there was another turret over. There was like another turret over this way. I think.
Okay.
Can't remember. I think it was.
Yeah, the building
It
was
would
not
be
letting
kind
Levi
of
go without a
over.
fight. Oh, I hear it.
Oh, here. There's the other turret.
Oh, I see it. We could sprint past that and go careful and around that corner. There you go. Shit.
That was scary.
Oh shit.
There's gloop behind that door.
Shit. Shit.
What?
Just the
Oh, it
gloop.
come through the door? Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, they must have gone that way. Alright. Time to stretch. Okay.
I haven't found anything yet.
Nope.
Should we try going to the smoke?
We can try. Did you guys ever actually get the loot that your third died for? No, we didn't. We might try. I might try that again. That didn't sound good. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I mean, they were on the right track. They just got stuck. So, I think the best bet. Yeah, it's a 180 swing. So, bro, what? Okay. We're good. Hell yeah. Okay. What time is it? Not a good time. Not a good time. Okay. The body's not here, so I'm going to assume... Yep, okay, cool. Honey's heading for the ship, so I'll do the same. Let me know if I'm too quiet or anything, by the way. I got my new mic today, and I haven't... This is the first stream with it, so... Yeah, let me move it closer, actually. There we go. Someone was feeling snacky. 100%. Do I have a list of the active mods? I do not. But once I get into the ship, I can list them off if you'd like. It's pretty much all of the, like, most popular mods, essentially. I'm pretty sure nothing crazy. I hate those birds. Did they die? The body's not here. Shit, they did for sure. Okay, fuck. I'm not gonna make it back to be able to get that last bit of loot. Here. Let me look at the list. We have more suits, ship loot, Yippee mod, helmet camera, additional suits, more emotes, late company, and I think a couple other ones.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up?
What'd you die to, honey? Actually, both of you. What'd you? What got you, honey?
Oh.
So I tried to carry Levi's body back to the ship, and then I slid down a cliff and I drowned.
Yeah, I saw you walking across the bridge because I came out and I didn't see Levi's body. I was like, oh, honey must have grabbed them. And then I look over and I could just faintly see your silhouette going across the bridge. So I was like, okay, cool, they got it. And then I come here and neither of you are here. I'm like,
Oops. Yeah. Things happen.
You should definitely play it again, Ujo.
See that guy over there?
See that guy over there?
That's my boyfriend. He doesn't know that though.
Alright, do we need any more flashlights?
That's crazy. Cause I died.
Okay, let me buy a
I
couple.
died too.
I like walkies.
Oh, true. Alright, let's do... Bye. Wowkie. Towkie.
Wowkie towkie.
You see that guy over there?
There we go. Okay.
That's my boyfriend. He doesn't know that though.
He doesn't know that though.
He doesn't know that though.
Yeah, sorry, I'm making TikToks. Wait, fuck, I forgot my camera suit. I'm not making TikToks anymore. I'll go use my back camera.
Alright. We should have
Hey,
3
yo.
walkie-talkies and 2 flashlights waiting for us.
It's out here.
You move so fucking weird. Weird ass bird dudes. They don't even fly, they just skitter across the ground while weirdly floating.
Yeah, losers. Anticoil more like Arthur Conan Doyle. Get fucking right, dude.
Let's go.
Alright, there's one more walkie. Did you get your walkie?
I got my walkie.
Oh no.
Get your walkie. Alright, skedaddle, skedoodle. Dick's now a noodle.
Hello?
Let's go.
Hello? How do you use it?
You gotta press Q. No, yeah.
Q to turn it on and then left mouse button to send your voice. But you're gonna want to keep it off until we get in there.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Coming in?
Hello.
I hear you,
What's up?
How long have we been streaming together? Well, tonight it's been for 2.5 hours. But Levi and I have been best friends since high school.
The womb.
It feels like it. And then
I don't remember my childhood.
Honey and I just met not long ago, and Levi and Honey have known each other for a bit.
Hot minute.
Hot minute.
Yo, I can't see shit. Where is the where are you at though? Where you at though?
Where they at? No.
Give me that. Give me that. That's what I'm talking. Let me see. Don't touch it.
I found 2 separate fire exits directly next to each other. That room over there looks promising. Never mind, not that promising. Guys, I found 2 of the big metal things. I can only grab 1. Hello?
Hello? Where the fuck you are?
I went through the doorway above the smoke area that you went to. And I just kept going, essentially. I have no idea if they heard me. It didn't do the click thing. Hello? That sounded like a vent popping open.
Yo. Are you near the fire exit? Oh wait, hold on.
No, I jumped across.
Wait, there's 2 fire exits. The fuck?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Levi? Oh. Damn. This is the best I've ever been able to find my way around a place ever. Okay, someone's alive then. That's good. Dang. Hi, honey. I think Levi died.
I think so too. It looks like on the screen, it looks like they've just been staying in the same spot over and over again.
Yeah, they definitely died then. They were trying to find me because I had 2 metal metal things, two of these big guys, and they're like, "Oh, I found the 2 fire exits," and then all I heard was screaming, and then it just went quiet.
Oh. Oh.
All right, I'll be right back. I gotta go grab the other metal thing.
Okay, I'll be here.
If I'm not back soon, leave. We have a high quota this time that we gotta meet. We gotta. Stupid ass bird thing. Hate them. I'm back.
Good to go?
Yep, yep.
Okay. Here we go.
Woo! Oh, just in time. Holy shit.
For real.
We did it. Yippee.
The fuck you calling me lazy? I walked through these bitches fun. My contribution to the team.
What got you?
Next question. Oh no! My lava! My arm fell in the lava! Oh no!
Alright, I bought you a new walkie-talkie and a new thingy. A new
Thanks. I
flashlight.
don't know how to do a Jennifer Coolidge impression, but I'm really trying.
It's all that matters, bestie. We also really need to fucking push it. This is the last day. And we've only got...
For good stuff.
We've got like... max 200 something.
You have to have 500?
Yep. 519.
Pills? Hey, where my pills at? Where my pills at? I got so many pills that
You hear that,
only
Levi?
get one, two.
No slacking this time, lazy.
What I hear? The fuck you call me? The fuck you say to me?
You heard me. I got that good thing for you. I will say the other day we got in late. We only got inside at like 10, so.
Yeah, that is true.
Whoop. Oh. Well, looky.
Happened.
I'm a fucking cog machine, bro. I found another large axle. Another big metal thing.
Oh, let's go. The good.
Get that good. Over here? Nope. Anything over here? Bum bum bum.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Got the bottles.
Yep. Ooh, anything in here? Nothing.
I haven't been able to find anything yet.
Ooh, spooky. I don't remember going through any big doors, so this is not the right way. Unsurprising, really. If it's not straightforward, my sense of direction goes bonkers. That was the most dramatic sneeze I've ever snizzed. Okay. Come on, this way. This way, I'm pretty sure I have to go that way. Actually. Oh, here's someone. Hello, there's a globby.
There's a lobby on this side too.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna juke him.
Lobby. Oh, smart.
Oh, I think he's going after you.
Oh, he is. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I just gotta get past him. I don't have enough hands for more stuff.
Grab stuff.
I haven't found anything else. But if I do... Oh shit. Careful. There's a vent open. Might be a nasty guy in the ceiling.
Oh, yeah, I don't like those things.
Yes, okay, I remember this. And then we go this way. There we go. Cool. Do we know for sure if Levi's alive?
No, I'm not entirely sure.
Levi, are you alive?
Yes, sir.
Yippee!
They're alive.
Yep. Okay, I just want to make sure because I just heard them, but I couldn't tell. If you want to start taking stuff back to the ship, I'll see if I can find anything else.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I don't know how well we're gonna do finding anything else. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Hello.
Hello.
I went back inside and then I heard a thumper, so I came back out.
It's like I'm scared.
Yeah, I was like, you know what?
Leave
Never
Levi.
mind. I'm not gonna go back in there.
Well, Levi's still alive. They're walking.
Oh, that's good.
Hopefully they can get out.
Yeah. Actually, since they're the only one in there, we can help them out if need be.
Oh, true. We can use our.
Careful, there's a big
walkie-talkie.
red behind you. I think it's the worm.
Big red.
I think it's a worm. Oh, I think it got them.
Die.
Shit.
Oh.
Shit, yeah, I got them. Okay. I'm gonna go see if I can get their stuff.
Okay. Keep your walkie-talkie on.
Yep.
I'll see if there's anything over there. I'll let you.
Let me know when I'm close to their body, or at least where they were.
Yeah, I don't see that you're close to their body. Oh, you're close. It's in front of you. No, a little to your left. No. Yes. No. No. Turn around. Turn directly behind you. Then go. Yeah, start walking. Just walk straight. Yeah. Then turn a little bit left. There's a red thing. There's a red thing coming down towards you. It's coming towards their body. There's a red thing coming towards.
It's a
Okay,
dog.
walked away. Walked away. We can get Levi's body now.
Am I close to their body at all?
You walked past the body. Back to where you were, yeah. Keep going straight if you can. Turn a little to the right. Yeah, should be right there. Yeah, you're like right on top of it.
I don't see it or their stuff. I'm gonna try to come back. There's a giant around here somewhere. I can hear him.
Okay.
I'm gonna be quiet because of the dog, but just let me know if you see anything. I just won't respond.
It's right by our ship.
I see him.
I think you're dead, so I'm leaving. I'm sorry.
How dare.
Oh no, you're alive! I'm so sorry!
Uh-oh.
What the fuck?
I don't know. We started at 4. Jack just got home.
Hi, Jack.
I'm so sorry.
I was so close too.
Yeah, I got
I'm
ate
so
by
sorry,
a big boy something. Something crazy.
I saw the dog and I thought you got eaten and I was like, oh, I better
Got
go.
the dog in you. Why you drinking my water? Yeah, that's why it's there. With my stuff. Yeah, you put your stuff on my chair all the time. That doesn't make it my chair, my stuff.
I was messing with you.
No, I didn't. I had blinding contacts in all day. I didn't see nothing.
Yeah, we're not gonna make quota.
Oh no.
We've got
Oh,
400.
no.
We've got
We're not gonna make
411.
quota.
No.
Oh no. Wait, honey, why are you kind of serving? What are you doing? Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry. Why are you so mean? I just crumpled it up at you.
Yeah, you did, exactly.
I didn't crumple it. Uh-oh. For the company.
For the company.
For the company. For the company.
Maybe they won't kill us.
We don't have anything to kill each other either, so we can't sell us.
You don't have to give me the cord. Here you go. Wait.
You do that? Sell people?
Yeah, your body is like $5, I think.
Well, you can have this. But Baba, take this. Take it. Take it. Take it.
I'm in trouble. I'm not.
If there's too
I'm
much
not
stuff
that
up there, it
drunk,
won't
I'm
let you put it
just
there.
Stupid.
Sell that, and then we'll give it whatever is left.
Trying to ring the bell, but I guess it says my hands are full.
There you go. You'll be able to put it back up there once it closes.
Oh, okay. What?
Jack's mad at me.
Why?
No, don't stand there. Don't stand there and listen. Go away!
I sold all of our
Go
stuff,
away.
so we'll see if we survive.
away.
I don't think so though.
No, I wasn't talking about you.
Can I sell my flashlight?
Yeah, you can sell your flashlight. Our stuff doesn't give us as much money. Like, see how the boombox gave us 0, but we can try.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really matter either way. If we
Okay.
don't have enough, they'll kill us. So
Yeah.
They can't kill me.
I'm a bad bitch.
I'm a bad bitch. They can't kill me.
Babe.
Why are you standing there? Stop it. It's lurking. How do you get your arms spread like that?
Like that.
Wait, the fuck? Why aren't they spreading?
Yours are spreading, Levi.
Wait, they are?
Yes.
Oh, I can't see him do it. Honey's about to get 8 out. I mean 8
What?
in. Wait, what's she trying to sell? What are you trying to sell over there?
Herself, maybe.
My flashlight. Oh.
Yeah, just keep ringing the bell until he opens the door. Oh God, he
I'll
he
let him
took that
get it
fast.
out.
He was pissed.
Did we get anything for it?
No.
Aw.
Damn. All right, guys, in the ship.
In the ship, time to cry.
Levi, get in here.
I'm coming!
I love that.
Wait.
We'll do in the Gwitty.
The
As you have
Gwitty.
not met the profit quota, your
Don't listen to
performance has
the
been
Gwitty.
deemed below standard.
For
Welcome
the
to our
company.
disciplinary process.
For the company.
For the company. The company.
Alright, how we feeling? Keep going?
I think I'm probably gonna go bed.
Go home, go bed.
Welcome
Maybe not
to your
go to the
first
bed,
day
but,
on the
like,
job.
I've been going to bed so
This
early
is your
lately.
very own
I'm better
autopilot ship, where you will eat and sleep for the duration of your contract.
Oh, the time. I can get in.
Hold on,
Make
wait.
yourself at home.
Stay still.
To complete the onboarding process, you will want to check the
Yeah.
instruction manual and sign
Good
into your
night.
ship's
Sleeping.
Good night.
We trust you will be a great asset to the company. Great asset to the company. Great asset to the company. Great asset.
Asset.
Well, I'm Gwittying in the bed.
Asset. Great
But-
asset.
Oh, wait, if I go like, can I unshift?
I take a
I
nap.
can't Gwitty. I'll stop.
Good night.
I can't Gwitty.
You can't Gwitty.
I can't Gwitty.
You just
You
look like you're running in place.
It's bedtime.
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 Good night.
Good night.
I take a nap now. Good
Good night.
Take a nap right here. Right here.
Makes me want to pork chop real bad.
Wait, what?
What the fuck, Levi?
Diamonds fell in the lava. Makes me want to pork chop real bad.
Levi, please.